What's up, YouTube? COD4Man221 here. Welcome back to another Company of Heroes 2 online replay for Season 5. This one is not live. I want to mix up. We tried a couple live videos. I'll still keep doing some of those, but, what the Company of Heroes 2 online series has been about since the beginning is about replays, showing you, some cool cinematic moments, and we can actually zoom in and not be so focused on playing. This is the new GTX 1080, and one of you guys actually messaged me on Steam and was telling me this is very intense RAM game. So even with the graphics card, when I do zoom in, it's only about 30-40 frames a second. So just kind of surprised, but it is on Ultra and it does look great. So anyway, let's talk about who we're playing with. I'm playing with Rez Shashka, who was actually on my friends list for a long time actually. So he messaged me a couple days ago, said asked if he wanted to play. I was busy, so I decided to come back to when I want to play a match. That's what I'll do if someone's on COH 2 and I need a partner. I'll just often invite someone on the list, or someone asks me, I'll remember that. So, let's talk about the strategy. This is the farmland map. This has been an old map, definitely a long time here. So, this map is characterized by the fuel and the victory points in the far north and far south of the map, so it's definitely a battle. So my ally up here, Rez, is going to need to secure this fuel, and I'm going to need to try to secure the fuel in the south. Now, the battle plan was, if I were to get pushed back, or he were to get pushed back, that person will shift towards the center. So we'll at least control one field where it's important to control that center there. Now, what I've gone with is I've gone with the rifle coming down. The big thing is rear echelon flamethrowers, baby. This is going to be very important, especially when my opponent's hopping in the house. Now, look, I can see he's facing the wrong way. But there's no windows, there's just a door here, so I can get along the flank here and hopefully not get suppressed. He has to set up. So I will get briefly, but I'll be out of his arc of fire there. And the Grenadier's going to start getting shot in the back. You have to be careful, though, because these guys can shoot me out of my rear echelons over here also. And he's doing a good job actually micromanaging this machine gun here and actually start suppressing units. It's just, this is not auto-fire here. And then we have these Pioneers with their MP40s. Look at that. This game does look pretty awesome with the graphics card. Anyway, I'm going to have to fall back these units. We have the machine gun right here. Oh, that's cool. It's even like chipping up a bush here. So my units are pinned down under fire. It's kind of cool. I like zooming in here. I haven't really zoomed in too much on my new graphics card, but... So I'm trying to get my guys, look at this, I'm trying to get them into the building here, and they're just hanging out, crawling very slowly. And the guys like right next to the building, they'll usually let the whole unit hop in here. He's actually going to try to hop into this building before my men, because he's them suppressed, so I'm going to actually get my troops in here, and they're doing a little bit of damage. Now I do have another rifle squad coming in over here, so these units are beat up, only they're at half strength, both of them. So these are going to push these units back. Now let's go up to the north here. Looks like Rez was... His forces were pushed back. Let's see, he's going to be using a lot of shock troops and conscripts. He's going to be very heavy on infantry. He's going to go, I'd call this kind of old school Soviet tactics of mass infantry wave, human waves. It's very kind of realistic what the Soviets actually did, but you can see these units are, this guy is crawling around, and so is the conscript over here. Wow, that was like, why did he just hop up there? That's kind of weird. So our opponents, we look at their bulletins here. Very heavy on Tigers. I knew they were going to go with the, obviously this guy was going to do Assault Grenadiers, this guy was going to do the Assault Support Doctrine. Now one thing I don't really talk about, but in your loading screen, it should be important to note, I'm just going to double check here. In your loading screen, it's important to note that your opponent's bulletins will often tell you what commander they're going to go. For instance, my opponent, his name was, I think it's Noob. I'm going against Noob Lord, right? I'm going against Noob Lord. The only commander he had with a Tiger was the commander he has right here. The other one had an elephant, and the other one had no, it's like they didn't have a Tiger. So this is only, I knew he was going to go this. I knew he was going to have cargo trucks and everything. So I'm trying to flank around here. This isn't a mistake, but his machine guns are doing a good job covering each other. And I knew the flamethrower, this was bad. This was not coordinated very well on my part. So even though I'm hoping I can actually flame this house and kill this unit before I can get suppressed. We're already low health here, so I just have to fall back completely or I'm going to lose my rear echelons. And I got lucky this guy got out here. It's funny, the guy with the flamethrower was able to run the fastest. So we have no fuel right now. Look at that. These 2 units over here, so he's doubling the Wehrmacht MG. Well, what I think a critical part of this match will be for me is when I'm able to unlock grenades, because grenades will be very good against his machine guns. And another thing that you forget about with the grenades is it gives you the access to the smoke screen, the M23 smoke screen grenade, and that helps you get around MGs. You know, really, smoke is used by good players. Generally use smoke. I'm not saying I'm a good player, but it's a little bit of an advanced tactic being able to use smoke well. And we'll see that in a little bit later. So I'm grabbing a mortar, which is a nice little addition to the United States here. So let's look at a conscript and a Pino battalion to kind of work together, and that's a lot of rifles. That's 12 rifles shooting at 6, so that's actually not a bad idea, kind of grouping up like that. So I had 2 men in this squad. I managed to pull it back to my ambulance here. And I'm like, oh, he wants to take the VP. Let's go. In this map, you generally ignore the center. So our opponents are briefly taken. I'm trying to stay out of range of this guy. I was briefly pinned behind the fence here for some reason. But it's 10 on 2 now. So I can't run forward though, because look, this MG will suppress my unit. But the ambulance, getting the ambulance up here is going to be critical to help heal up my troops here. And the flamethrowers will also be critical. And we do have more flamethrowers. I do have a mortar here now for action. Rez is actually taking the whole top here, which is great. I still don't think it actually makes it any faster to. Oh, look at this! Scout cars have been my undoing in this game. I'll tell you that. I'm just never ready for them this early. I think the German scout car is a little overpowered, honestly. You used to have to pay for the cannon. They should make that a thing again, honestly. I do honestly believe that, because it's... I mean, what does the U.S. have early on to counter that? Like, you have to go for the captain, who you have to pay for the bazooka. And we don't have any kind of scout cars or anything early on to counter this thing. I guess, okay, we have the utility car, but who uses the utility car after all? So my opponent, however, is going to make a mistake here. I'm going to try to get the lieutenant out of here, but he may actually die. He will actually die here. I was coordinating this area right here. I'm going to let my lieutenant die, unfortunately. So I didn't manage to hit its engine here. And if these guys get to be veterans E1, I can hit this with the rifle anyway, which I will do. So take a look at this. So I'm going to chase this car here, but there's a machine gun covering it, so I will need to pop a smoke grenade here. So I'm going to do that. Smoke grenade is going to go out. I'm also having my mortar pop smoke on this building here. So tons of smoke they cannot see. These units are pinned, but they're going to rifle grenade off here. And there goes that car. Let's go back up north. A little bit of a weird angle there. Tons of grenadiers, assault grenadiers, machine guns, and a scout car here. So Rez is forced back currently, but he definitely needs some kind of anti-tank. So I did kill the engineers that are repairing that scout car. So that's a pretty big loss for my opponent. I'm going to flank around here. And I'm waiting for my grenade to recharge. I'm hoping he actually can't shoot me right here, but he actually can. I need to keep moving. I thought it'd be kind of safe at this corner here, but that's not the case. And this MG42 actually does a lot of damage. They may have buffed it in a recent patch. I'm not quite sure, but it's definitely chewing up some of my infantry here. They're also a negative car. That was probably a thing. So I've had to fall back with my ambulance. I'm going to get repaired here. So I'm sure the guy in the truck really appreciates this his truck getting repaired here. So the North is going to fall again. The thing with Rez here is we didn't really have a front line. Like he didn't have any support units to help hold down this area here. So they're going to keep pushing it up north against their fuel here. So we're getting 29 per minute, but that's quickly going to fall once they take that down to 22.
What the hell am I meant to do with these recruits?
At some point, I'm going to need to shift to the center if I cannot take out this area down here. My opponent has upgraded his troops with MG42s. Great addition to the Grenadiers. Makes them much more powerful, actually. Now, keep in mind, this is very early on, but they made it so the Grenadiers cannot move with the MG42 in their hand to fire, so you have to stop your Grenadiers and let the guys set up, kind of. But the U.S., though, with the bar, you do not need that. So at this point, I'm going to shift toward the center here. We currently have our fuel. I can do attacks through the middle here, kind of cut off their fuel. But I'm going to shift toward the center. Now, of course, if I had the Fog of War and knew we only had 3 units down here, I might have actually added the numbers against my opponent here, but I'm going to set up my mortar here to cover the center. I'll actually be covering this munitions point also. So you can see the wave tactic of Rez here. We went up against a lot of infantry over here. 3 grenadier squads, assault grenadiers, and a nice panzer grenadier squad here. So it's 4 on like 6. Now conscripts can be quite weak, but he does have the assault upgrade, which is very important because these PPS agents will do a lot of damage. Look, he's gonna actually outflank the units here. There's an MG right here. That car is gonna chew up his units if he's not careful. So he's gonna rush forward. He does have the anti-tank grenade. The car's gonna run straight towards him. Will he destroy it? No, but a hell of a lot of damage to that. He has taken out the MG here. If they're not careful, he needs to withdraw that unit. Good stuff here, though. Good attack. That's heavily damaged car there. So he took some savage losses there, but he damaged the car very heavily. We've lost our fuel again. Now, if we look on the fog of war, I can see this area has a white line around it. We can go to the map here. I can see he has a car here. Now, it's important to note that when you have the Obel Blitz cargo truck, the cargo truck here, that it really works better when you get, for instance, on a fuel. So let's go on to my opponent, Noob Lord. So he's getting 46 fuel compared to his opponent at 39. So it's getting him extra fuel by having this here. So it's really good on fuels. Does that actually... If we look at that though, let's see. So 39 versus 46. That gives you double where that fuel is. They used to make this actually for the team. So you could have the Blitz trucks around, and it would help the team out. So it's really good for 4v4. Then they made it just for the person. That's why they have difference in those. Anyway, we desperately need a fuel at this point. The good news is that Shashka has a nice Su-76. Now remember, I hate these things when when they're used in large numbers, but he won't spam them. I'll tell you that. So I knew he was going to repair around here. I did not think he would draw all his forces all the way back here, and if he wasn't repairing this car would be dead here. I'm in the negative cover here of the road, and I miss up Zook and I have to fall back, but I almost got his car there, who's now vet 2. So that was really unfortunate that happened. And my opponent has a Stoog here, Noob Lord. Ah yes, the humble Stoog. But we have a nice 57mm American firepower anti-tank sitting in the bushes ready for this German to come into our own territory here. So they will stand no chance when they I like the camo though. It's a cool camo he has in his Stoog. Stoogs are in Band of Brother. They show some of those guys off. And he's gonna withdraw. But you know what's nice about Rez was telling me during the match, he'd be like, okay, Stoog 3. I think he had radio intercept actually. Let's take a look at him. He has a radio intercept, so he would tell me. This lets you kind of see. You'll hear a German voice saying, "Tiger on the field" or something. So he was actually telling me when they would get vehicles, which is very useful actually. So what seems so strange to me is that he pulled back all his forces to repair this one car and let the whole north fall again. Now my opponents briefly took this position from me, but I'm dealing with MGs. I need a Tiger. I need something. I do have the Major out now. I can't get back at what I'm saying. I'm in the Americans. I need a Sherman. I need some kind of a tank, a Panzer. Some kind of a tank. This is not a good engagement for him. He needs to get out of here. Yeah, the problem is you have to run through the enemy too, so you have to calculate that, but Germans can't hit anything. So take a look at this. This is a perfect example of how the grenade is critical. I'm going to pop a smoke grenade around the machine gun. It cannot see me. Next, I'm going to pop a grenade on it. I think I do not. Okay, I'm going to pop a grenade here. Boom.
HMG knocked out.
Exactly, he said. HMG knocked out. So I'll keep doing the same thing now. I can't do this quick enough here. Unfortunately, we're barely going to get seen here. And he's going to we're actually going to crawl past him. I'm gonna have to withdraw this squad though, but I'm making my opponent keep some troops down here. But the north is once again gonna fall because there's a lot of grenadiers up here, a lot of infantry. But the Stoog is still here. He's healing. The important thing is for Rez when he has the amount of infantry like he does, to be able to have that field infirmary. Now for the Americans, it used to be the triage center for COH1, but I have the ambulance. The Germans have the medical bunker. The OKW, see they have a medical bunker here. The OKW has the battle group headquarters, and the British have their own medics. Now here's the mistake here. He's just going to sit here with his Stoog, maybe poor pathfinding, but he's just going to sacrifice his Stoog here, just sending him with no support whatsoever. So he's getting a ton of fuel, man. I didn't even realize it's 42 fuel. So there goes the Stoog, which makes me feel better. Whenever the enemy armor gets destroyed like that, I am floating a ton of manpower. I realized that during the match. I'm going to start laying down some fuel caches, but I do tend to float resources. But right now, I got a very decent force. I'm grabbing some more rear echelons to help try to build a fuel cache behind enemy lines. But I don't want to build a fuel cache here. It's too close to the enemy lines where he could keep attacking, so no point in wasting manpower on that. So he's bombarding with his SU. He's going to fall back here. So for some reason they have not taken the fuel. It's kind of like, I have my captain, so what I'm planning to do is I'm going to pop some smoke and flank around the bunker here. All his infantry are up here. So smoke is popped so he can't see me. I see a nice AT gun here. This will come into play later, I'll tell you that. I'm not going to pick it up right now. I don't think it's worth it. We're behind enemy lines, and there's also two grenadier squads behind. These are being quite veteran. I did equip them with the BARs, the Browning automatic rifle. I call them bars, but that's not really what their proper name is. So we start taking out the bunker here. His car is going to get destroyed, and we'll see his. That hurt his fuel. Unfortunately, we're going to get pinned by the Luftwaffe who comes in here. So if he wants to lead play with the Luftwaffe, I'll play with the white phosphorus smoke barrage. Is going to go down right on his units here. So I'm going to at least force him back. That was actually, that was a very good use. We're going to both kind of retreat from this fight here. That was wow, this looks great. That was a pretty good use of my units there, but I just got unlucky with that. But my second wave is here. We're going to flank around and flame them. And once the barrage is gone here, of course. So the AT gun's just hanging around the center here. Rez has taken control of the north here, mostly. My units both got pinned here. I didn't think they were actually that close. I'm going to have to fall back. So that's okay. I've set up a new fallback position toward this area right here. Now your ambulance has to set up. Has to be in the distribute medical supplies. Before, when the ambulance first came out, I could just move around and automatically heal, but you have to do that now. And this would be like a perfect strike for a Stoog Sufus with all my units bunched up right here. Whenever you see where an ambulance is, that's a great target. That's a great place to target with artillery. Not morally, obviously, but you know, for the game to win, do what you gotta do. This guy has a nice bar. This guy's a Thompson. BAR. I'm gonna call it a bar. I'm not a weapons expert, but it is a Browning automatic rifle, so it's a BAR. We already talked about that earlier. So I have a ton of units here. We're gonna make another attack because I believe my opponent is weak in the south, which he is, and I can overwhelm that field. And the north is going pretty well for us. He's taken back the north again. He has a ton of. He installed an MG42 with some. And he's still. He's very Soviet here. He took German weapons here. He has an MG42 right there and a Panzerschreck. So I'm gonna intercept my opponent here. He's this guy in this house here. I'm gonna throw a grenade, just kind of force this guys. When they're not shooting, that's good. So I'm gonna pop smoke on his MG. Hopefully we can get a close enough range here. Now it does cost me some munitions to do this, but the grenade will help us out. So this is a small building. Keep in mind, whenever you put a grenade in a small building, it will kill all the units inside, basically. Even collapse that building. So there goes that MG. And as my opponent pushes forward, great use of the Red Air Force here to damage some guys on the retreat. And my opponent is smart. He's an AT gun here. He remanned it. So I'm going to pull past him here, destroy that, and loop around the building here. And then these guys can push in and take out the AT gun. Now look what's coming though. We have a Panther. This is very bad. I'm gonna actually destroy this bunker here. No, these guys did get away. I'm gonna pop 2 anti-tank grenades and I'm trying to damage its engine somewhat. And then I got hit by the AT gun there. I'm gonna pull my tank around this way and try to get it back to friendly lines. He's gonna follow me here though. So I do have my captain, which is running into position here. And we're screwed here. The other one did not damage his engine, so I cannot run. So I'll do a little bit of damage here. He's done about half health here. And remember how I said that AT gun would come in handy? Here's exactly what we're going to do. Where's he going to retreat through? He's going to try to retreat through my line, seeing he'll be okay. AT gun is here. He's actually going to try to maybe kill some infantry with his tank here. He thinks he has a big advantage here, but the captain's here, Vet 2. I'm going to turn the AT gun here, retreat with my Vet 2 squad. And boom, engine damaged, rear armor hit. Boom, look at that guy go flying out of there. So my opponent has lost both his tanks. He's going to call the heavier. He's going to call the Luftwaffe in again. So I need to get these guys out of here. I need to be careful. That could have been a bomber. I guess I didn't. Maybe I didn't see. No, I saw that. I'm trying to get my units back. So I'm going to get the AT gun out of here. I need to pull it back further. So they're making pushes in the center here a little bit. He has a res is a T-34-85. Yeah, he kind of did what I did. Oh, he picked up 2 Panzerschrecks. That's awesome. Now his conscript squad is basically like a roaming AT squad, a Wehrmacht AT squad. Nice outflanking. He's going to use the SU to get the attention of the Panzer IV here. I'm moving up my own AT gun to help him out here. Keep in mind the assault grenadiers don't have any AT whatsoever, so I don't think he has conscript repairs, does he? He does, so conscript can help repair his tank. So I'm at least going to move him, try to help my ally here. They have taken the south again with a ton of infantry moving in here. Here's a mistake I did. I should have pulled this AT gun back further. I knew he'd probably push into this territory again. I was just going to capture the point, but I'll come back to bite me a little bit. Check this out. I actually use this angle during the match here. I'm going to get my units behind the tractor here. Kill this guy on the outside. And I saw there are 2 units right here. 2 men. So I throw a grenade here. And goodbye. Grenades are quite useful in this game. They do cost 30 munitions, but we're keeping our munitions pretty safe here. Here's a mistake for him. Now, he recaptured his AT gun, right? With the most expensive unit possible. So I lost the AT gun, which is unfortunate. I am grabbing an Easy 8. I've not used Easy 8s in a while, actually, and they're decent tanks. Look, here's some Panzerschrecks on the ground. I wish I could pick those up. Some of you might say Rez using a little bit of blob tactics. I call it old Soviet tactics here. Yeah, he's not going to win this fight here. His men are, they are Vet 2, but so are mine, and we have some BARs and flamethrowers and M1 Grand shooting at him, so he's heavily outnumbered. So he stole my gun here. Look, he's going to push up with the, he's going to put another bunker here trying to, he knows I'm attacking from this direction here. I'm attacking from both here and here. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to kill the AT gun before my Easy 8 can roll up here and take out this bunker before they get it. Never have your troops in a bunker when there's a flamethrower around. They'll just get them killed. Same thing like in a house. I guess, yeah, Ben will get away, unfortunately. I'll chase him literally all the way back to his base. So the south is pretty secure right now. The north is doing well. Look at it. He's keeping his units alive. I'm very bad at penal troops. Usually I usually get them a lot of them killed. You are taking a big risk with the penal troops, though, because you have no machine guns or AT guns. So just keep that in mind when you do that with the Soviets. You have to make a big decision. So I'm still chasing these guys. I'm not going to actually kill them, but there's a machine gun covering them right here. He should really... I'm going to have to fall back here. He should really heal up his units. There's a medical base right there, which is built on there. His units are going to retreat closest to the building, which is going to be on this side, so he probably... Okay, his medics are there to heal up units. Okay, I destroyed a fuel cache down here. That's gone. T-34 85s will destroy his Panzer IV here. Very nice. We have both fuels currently, so I'm getting 45 fuel a minute, which is awesome. Another EZ-8 is coming out. There's not a Panzer IV here, though, but the Su-76 will be flanking shortly, I think. So it's been very fluid up north. There's been a lot of pushback, mass counterattacks. My opponent in the south, Noob, mostly held it most of the time. Not a very good sense. My opponent held the south most of the time. Red's doing a good job of outflanking. Good use of the 76 there. And if he loses T-34-85, it would be worth it to take out his second Panzer IV. If you get him out of there, though, it's all the better. You kind of owe it to your crew that takes out, 9 kills with T-34-85. So it looks like his opponent isn't able to really finish that off. Now, the AT gun is moving north, and I do see this.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
So I'm going to run back. I don't need to fight all these units with my Vet 3 squad here. I'm going to try to throw some grenades. These guys do not have an upgrade, unfortunately. I did not give them a BAR. So I'm going to throw a grenade over the wall here, maybe catch them. I threw a grenade here, did not do a whole lot of damage. They wiped out my captain there, Vet 2 or 3. That was pretty devastating to actually lose him. I'm kind of worried. Grenade right there didn't really do a whole lot. Then he steals my bazooka. You don't do that. I'm going to try to chase the squad a little bit. Hopefully he can't get away with the bazooka, but he actually will, unfortunately. I do have a nice easy hit coming in here. We have map controller, and look at all the troops you can have repaired. So it's like very, very quickly they're all getting repaired. Yeah, of course the conscripts repair a lot slower than I think the conscripts repair more slowly than a combat engineer, obviously, because engineers are kind of designed to repair tanks, while the conscripts are basically just men off the farm. So very quick repair there. His units are quite veteran. A lot of at least one veterancy for some of his units here. I think what would really benefit him is having a half track. That way he can actually repair. It will reinforce units at the front line. I don't exactly have a half track here. Look at these EZ-8s. Pretty cool tanks, if you ask me. This was like before the Pershing, like the heavy American armor. Now they're a little more expensive than a Jackson, but they do fire more quickly. They do have the 50 cal on top, which allows them to actually shoot enemies. So they're at 200 points. I'm surprised they actually have not surrendered yet. They're gonna try to have a trump card of possibly a Tiger, we think. They're saving up. My opponent in the south did lose a Panther and a Stoog, so he definitely has some fuel he could probably give with how much he was getting per minute. So when you group up like this, the Storm Mix will do a lot of damage to you. I wonder if I can actually see the Storm Mix in the sky. We'll see when he comes back for another pass here. The shell kind of lights up when that happens. Here's the one-time thing with the Stormvik. This is my bazooka here. I do not like. He's gonna run away here. Actually, I find that kind of funny. When these guys get veterancy, they do have the Oorah, so they can run away. They also have the satchel charge. Very good for MGs, bunkers, fuel caches. I like that he has that. So he told me there's a Tiger. No, there's not a Tiger on the field. With how much armor Rez has, I'm surprised they did not get Panzer Grenadiers with AT. I want to push forward and kill this fuel cache charger. Not want them to have any kind of a fuel. And I have rear echelons here also. So I will destroy this guy's base if he wants to. He's going to prolong the match here. I kind of feel like they've lost right. Unless something happens dramatically, we're getting a ton of fuel here. That was their big advantage early on. No Molotov, surprisingly, from my ally here. But look at that. The sheer number of guys with PPSHs just devastating these veteran units. And he also has units behind, outflanking. This game looks pretty cool. Whoa, look at all these guys getting shot here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. So long story the short, in the south, I saw he basically had a, he's moving his AT gun here, so I blocked it, and there's a Tiger. So I saw his AT gun moving south from this northern position here, and so I basically intercepted with my rifleman, but there's a Tiger over here, so I had to fall back. I did lose a rear echelon squad, though. I have a machine gun set in the house here. So the German attack here, they picked up an MG42 also. So here's what I was like, okay, you know, it's time to fall back, you know, we'll get the units regrouped here. Bringing up the AT gun. And I said, screw it. His Tiger is focused on this house here, right? He's not paying attention to my tanks that can push up. And these two Easy-8s can destroy this Tiger if I'm smart about it. Unfortunately, I forgot to click on the prioritized vehicles, so they're gonna waste one shot on the infantry. I quickly correct that. And the worst thing my opponent can do is Panzerfaust me. His AT gun has been destroyed. Or, you know, it's up north, it's out of position, actually. So we'll see if they can actually destroy us. The rear armor did not, the rear hit from the Panzerfaust did not actually kill anything. I'm popping white phosphorus down here, which will make these guys very easy to kill. Sucker out their health, basically. Look at that, no health on this unit here. And the Stormwick's going to come down and just rain death upon the enemy base here. I guys couldn't see because of the smoke here. I'm going to try to get my tanks out here. I don't know what else could be coming, or what other armor may come to reinforce. I'm going to pull back here. The AT gun is here. And the engine, this guy's going to get out of here, actually, if I'm careful. Thankfully, he missed there, so the AT gun has been wiped out. This guy does have a damaged engine. All sorts of chaos in the enemy base. That's when they decided to surrender. You know, it's also Katusha, I think, shooting. Yeah, 2 Katushas came into fire. So pretty awesome. Game to my opponents here. It was a fun match here, back and forth, especially in the south. Once we were able to crack the south, and basically we were able to capture the fuels, able to use that pretty well. Good game to our opponents. Nice playing with you, Rez. It was a good ally here in this match, and I'll see you guys in the next part. We also have the kills and deaths here if you guys want to take a look at that. See you guys then. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you like this match. See you then.